everyone, and happy Wednesday. Hello, everybody that's already on YouTube and commenting. Wisconsin, Iowa, Ohio, Washington, Oregon, Kentucky, very cold and snowy in the Midwest, and Illinois. Yes, I agree. We are still cold. We're not quite as in the deep freeze as we were last week when I talked to you, but yeah, we're still cold, and I know so many parts of North America are as well. And I'm sure that when we have some of our friends from down under, New Zealand and Australia, joining us, they're going to say, "Oh, the weather's beautiful," as well as some parts of the southern states. So we, of course, are very jealous of those lovely warm temperatures when we are in the midst of these deep freezes. I'm getting lots and lots of comments here. Again, they're always coming in so fast and furious. I don't always have a chance to see who's commenting or see your full comment, but hopefully we'll try to get back to any questions afterwards. Hello, everyone. Minnesota's here. Maine, Colorado, Maryland, South Carolina, freezing in Houston. I know that's unusual for you guys down in Texas and again in some of the southern parts of the states. There's Sharon, I think, coming from the UK, our CM distributor in the UK. Hello, thanks for joining us, Sharon. And yeah, lots and lots of gals joining in and commenting on the weather and what's happening in their neck of the woods. So hello, everyone. Yeah, lots of snow, cold. Yeah, and there's Carmel in Brisbane saying weather is hot and humid and even raining. So again, just goes to show you how different it can be in different parts of the world. All right, well, enough about the weather. Hopefully you're inside somewhere cozy and warm or cool and comfortable. And I'm so glad you're joining me today. We are going to talk about kind of continuing on with our, not New Year's resolutions, but using our time in January to set ourselves up for success in 2024. So we are going to talk about some more systems. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about tweaking our organizing systems. So that's what we've got today. Let me just kind of remind you guys that, or comment on the great first virtual crop that we just had this past weekend. So many great adaptations of the 4 sketches, lots and lots of great questions and commenting and supportive comments, and lots of love sent to everybody who was sharing their layouts. And I just love the fact that people like to jump in and comment and help each other. So it is a great community in our Facebook group. Again, our YouTube friends, I hope you are also in the Creative Memories Virtual Crop Facebook group. If you're not, you missed a great first virtual crop, but you still have time to join us before the next one, which is happening on February 9th. Now, our time for submitting layouts to be considered for prizes has passed. The deadline was last night, Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. But I know that there's lots of questions about the new virtual crop tracker. So let me just remind you that even if you did not finish your January virtual crop layouts in time to post and to be considered for the January prize, you can still track them on your virtual crop tracker anytime through the year. Okay, so again, the virtual crop tracker for 2024 is meant to be your tool to kind of help you stay on track. The idea is that so you know which layouts you've completed and how on track you're staying. So we don't need to see that tracker each and every month. We'll need to see it at the end of the year. And yes, if you did not join us this past weekend, but say, mid-June, you decide you want to go back and do January sketch number 3, you can track it then. So you can track anytime throughout the year. We will call for photos of your trackers at the end of the year after the December virtual crop. Okay, so hopefully that is that's clear. I know trackers can sometimes be confusing, but each month you have 4 sketches. You can download them. Your tracker is a personal tool for you to keep track of the sketches you've done. You can upload them by the due date for each crop in order to be eligible for prizes. And then at the very end of the year, we will call for you to post a photo of your completed trackers to be eligible for a grand prize. I think we're going to award 3 grand prize prizes. So don't worry about your virtual crop tracker too much. Keep it as a tool. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you'll want to make sure that you go to the featured bar on Facebook or to the Creative Memories blog on the main website, creativememories.com, and then search for blog in the little taskbar there. And there's always the post that has the links to the downloadable sketches as well as the new tracker. Okay. All right. But yeah, so many great layouts that have been shared. If you haven't had a chance to go back and look through some of them, I encourage you to do so. But let's get into the meat of our topic today and talk about tweaking our organizing systems, because although it's not really a resolution, I prefer to think of my organizing as, something that's ongoing. We did just release a few new additions to our organizing products. So now is a great time to sort of take stock of your systems, again, using that word systems, and figure out what you might need to add, tweak, change. Think about what's working for you. Think about what's not serving you well. I don't know about you, but in my Instagram feed, my Facebook feed, I am inundated with, declutter these 500 items for 2024, make 2024 simple, declutter now, join me for a whole house decluttering. And I'm not going to go through a full declutter of my stash right now because, we did that a little bit for the Great Fall Refresh back in the fall. But there's always room for tweaking. So for me, some of the things I'm going to be tweaking is how I organize my system of scrapbooking. And we talked when I shared my system for using This Life throughout the year. I shared that I was going to be keeping everything, I'm just reaching for it here, in my rainbow dots pod organizer insert. So that has been working well because everything is grouped together. But there's also other aspects of my system that I want to kind of streamline and tweak. So I want to talk about our 3 new products and how they work with everything else. And then we're going to make some cards because I also want to talk to you about my card system. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But let me flip you over here to my desk and let's talk about a couple of the new products. I'm going to start with something that, if you're looking at my desk, you might even miss it. You might not even know that it's there. But it is a powerful little pocket, and it's the latest addition to our Power lineup, and it's called the Power Simple Pocket. So I want to just talk to you. Let me see where I can put this. I want to talk to you about the benefits of this, how it's different from other Power products in our lineup, and how you can use them in conjunction. Okay, so now we've got the Power Simple Pocket, and I'm gonna be tripping over my words because we use the word power and simple so many times. But the big thing that you want to know about this is it's made with the same photo safe quality, archival quality polypropylene, and it's sealed on 3 sides. So you can see that there's it's fused on the side and the bottom is a fold. It does not have a gusset. It opens at the top, and I love this little thumb notch here, which makes it really easy to get inside. So that is the new Power Simple Pocket. How is that different than the Power Simple Sleeve that we released last year? Well, different in terms of the size and the uses, but again, all of these can be adapted to whatever your system is. And we really think about that a lot. We think about what we're adding, how it works together, And you have to now do a little bit of work in terms of thinking how any of these integrate into your system. Okay, so the Power Simple sleeve. Now, I like to store my cardstock in this, and the label that I have on it is actually, I just peeled it off of one of my packages of cardstock. Let me see if I've got a full package of something. Hang on. I don't. But when you buy a package of cardstock, this label is on the plastic wrap. So I just gently peel that off and I put it on the front of my sleeve. But now that it's empty, you can see the difference. So the Power Simple sleeve opens at the top and the side, and you can see that it's gusseted on the two other sides. So I can push this back together so that you can see how much it will open up. So there's the reason that this is gusseted is it will obviously hold more. So I can get 2 to 3, maybe even 4 if I'm pushing it, packs of cardstock in here. Now, the reason that it's open on two sides is that it's easy access. So I'm going to switch you back to my front view here for just a second. And this is how I store all my cardstock. So when I pull out my cardstock, I can obviously get at it. But when it's in my shelf, I can just pull out one sheet at a time. So that's one of the ways that you might want to consider using the Simple sleeve. It works perfectly in the Kallax storage systems. You can also slide those into any shelving unit that would be deep enough. It will also fit in your pod, okay? So whether you have the rainbow dots or the regular black, it will fit in your pod. And you can, of course, use the little memory tab adhesive dividers, or now, of course, you can punch yourself a little tab to label this. So you could store all of your cardstock in here and have little tabs at the top to open it. And all you have to do is kind of put your hand in and you can grab it. So it's very, very easy to access. So that's the difference between the pocket and the sleeve. The sleeve is open two sides and gusseted for additional storage, whereas the pocket is going to keep everything together. Okay, so now how do we use these? So let me flip you back to my table, and I want to just talk a little bit about some of the ways that I'm going to be using the Simple Pocket. So first of all, if you watched, I did a little kind of introduction video for the products that were launched earlier this week. But if you watch that, you'll know that one of the ways I'm going to use my Simple Pockets is to keep paper packs organized inside the larger Power Project folder. So again, these are the three, I've got an empty one here. So these are the three different pockets in the Power line. The Power Simple Pocket, the Power Simple Sleeve, and the Power Project folder. So I have my This Life papers inside one of the Power Simple Pockets. And again, you can see how easily they go in. They store nicely. I did see a comment from somebody as to the fact that she likes the Simple Pocket because the corners of her pages won't get bent. So yeah, that's a great use for these. But so I have my designer paper pack in there, and then I also have my This Life Tone on Tone paper packet in another one. And you can see, I mean, that's a full paper pack. I think you could probably get the equivalent of 2 paper packs inside one Simple Pocket. Let's try that. Yep, that goes in nicely. So there's 2 paper packs inside one Simple sleeve. But I want to keep them divided, and then I want to be able to slip my Power Simple Pocket right inside that middle section of my Power project folder. And that way, when I go into my Power Project folder, I can easily find the type of paper I'm looking at. Okay, so that's one way that I'm going to use it. Another way that I would like to use it is when I'm sorting and kind of organizing things. So often, my frugal nature is that I keep all of the plastic bags that are in or that our collections, our paper packs come in. But I really like the idea of using a simple pocket as a place where I can keep all of the components of a page layout or, a little kind of, 3 or 4 page project. So here I just have my son's picture, his grade 2 picture. This is going to be for his, school album. I've got the 2nd grade paper from the back to school. And then I've got a couple of other pieces of paper in here that I might use. And I've also got some loose embellishments from my back to school embellishment pack. So this is a nice way, if you have any loose things, they're going to stay inside. Okay, so I'm going to pack all of this up in here. And then when I go to, when I have a few minutes and I've got some time to scrapbook, this is almost like a DIY page kit. This is exactly what I'm going to use for this layout. And again, if I want, let me see if I've got one handy. I could even put a sketch in there if I needed to. So maybe I have the virtual crop. Here's one. Maybe I have virtual crop from last year. So I could even tuck my sketch inside there. And then it would be a complete page kit with everything I need. So I could take that to a crop. I could stand it up in one of my pods organizers. Keep that all in there so I know what my next page is. I might do that for my This Life system that I've been talking about, and put, any little, kind of keep one for each month, put any photos in it, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure about that yet. But the other thing I want to let you know about with these simple pockets is that they work so beautifully inside our Power Layout kit. So if you don't know about the Power Layout, you definitely want to talk with your advisor about it. But I've used this Power Layout kit in so many different ways. Now, your Power Layout kit comes with the box and a package of 15 layout guides. We're going to come back and talk about these in just a couple of minutes. But what I love is that the Power Simple pockets will fit perfectly inside there as well. So if you've ever done a Power Layout, and you open up your box and all of the photos and, again, those, especially those little individual pieces that you might have, if they're all kind of floating around and you lift everything up and it's in a real mess, then I want you to think about trying the simple pockets, because you can put everything inside them and it fits perfectly into your box. You can still use the layout guides, but it's just another way for you to organize and create your system that's going to help you scrapbook more easily. So now I can take my Power Layout box with me to a crop, and I'll be ready with those pages. And I can stack them all in order of my album. So I can plan my album using my layout guides. Then I can put all of the pieces that I need for each layout into a simple pocket and put my pockets into my Power Layout box. So that is awesome. And I love, again, how everything is working together. Now, I just want to talk really quick about some dividers, because I mentioned the Power Layout dividers or the Power Layout guides. Some of you were asking about purchasing the Rainbow Dots Pods Refresh pieces on their own. And I wanted to kind of give you a rationale for buying another one if you have already got one and maybe you're looking to have a second pods. Maybe you don't think you're going to need the dividers. I just wanted to point out that the dividers inside the pods or the rainbow dots refresh are exactly the same size as your layout guides. So of course you can use these for your organizing your cardstock, organizing your paper collections inside your pods, but you can also use them as dividers to organize and do a power layout. And I know that our sort and stash is out right now, but I've even gone ahead and punched holes in my layout guide dividers, and they don't stick out quite past the edge of my sort and stash pages, but it's a great visual cue that I'm moving on to another category. So if you were thinking that you don't need another set of the rainbow dividers and maybe you don't need another set of the rainbow cardstock, I would suggest that you're going to find a lot of other uses for these, and you're going to be able to use them for a lot of different things in organizing your systems in your scrapbook room. Okay, so I just wanted to point it out. Exact same material, exact same sizes, just in these wonderful colors. And if you think in color like I do, it might be easier to organize in color as well. Okay, so that is a little bit about our power lineup and why we've introduced the new simple pocket to go along with the simple sleeve and the project folder. And just so you know that the simple pocket will fit inside the simple sleeve as well. So you can use that simple pocket to organize inside the other two as well. Okay? All right, so that is all about the pockets. Let's talk real quick about another project that just came out. This is the Rainbow Dots Small Flex Pod. And I pulled the packaging because when you get it, it'll be packed nice and flat, just like this. So all you need to do to open it up is to open it and kind of squish out the sides. And then you've got this great Velcro divider, Velcro on the two edges, and you can put it wherever you like. And again, we do this on purpose. We don't want to tell you how, you should use this. The idea is that it's a flexible organizing container, and you can use it in whatever way suits you best. So for me, because I scrapbook in my home studio and I have everything kind of organized and at my fingertips, I would use this for when I go to a crop. I would want to put all of my kind of small things in it so that I've got one go-to, ready to go type of, grab and go tools. So I'm going to put the divider about halfway. So I've got room now for a couple of my refill cartridges. So I can put those in there. I like to add just a little dot onto the top edge of my refill cartridges, just so I know which one I've got there. And you can put it, again, organized however you like. Maybe I'm going to put them there. So I've got a couple of repositionables, which I've labeled in green, and a couple of regular tape runners that I've got in blue. So then I like to bring all my pens. These are oh, I'm missing the red. There it is, rolled off. These are our current colors. I have lots of pens behind me, so I might actually even put a few extras in there. But there's my pens. I've still got room, of course, for, regular pen, pencil, that kind of thing. I can't go anywhere without these two. I've got my multi-purpose tool. I don't know how many, uses you can think of for this. I've heard of people, cleaning this off and using it to spread peanut butter at a crop. So a lifter, a placer, a scoring tool, lifting stickers, prying things apart, you name it, the multi-purpose tool can do it. and the lifter stick. Now, the lifter stick we brought out in limited quantities last year. We brought it back by popular demand. Basically, the idea here is that it will, it will lift up a small piece of, die cut embellishment, a little gem, a little piece of paper, whatever you need picked up. It will lift it and help you place it onto your layout. And I've heard lots of gals also say it's great for kind of cleaning up little bits that, maybe you can't your fingernail can't get off your repositionable mat. So it's quite strong. It will lift up, things that are, well, maybe not that, but it will lift up a regular size embellishment. I'll pull one out in just a minute. And if it starts to lose its sticky, just run this sort of black sticky substance under a little bit of warm water. Just rub it a little bit gently through between your fingers. That will it'll remove any debris, any solid debris, and it will regain its stickiness. It's kind of like those lint rollers, where you have to rinse them off in order for it to be sticky again. Okay, so lifter stick goes in there. All-purpose scissors, my multi-tip scissors. And what's the difference? Again, this can be used for anything, but I love my micro tip, I think I might have said multi-tip, micro tip scissors for anything that's small and detailed. Plus, they are so super sharp at the point you get that really nice clean cut. All right, so I'm going to have those. My new single hole punch. That's a great thing to have in there. Let's turn it around so that it's using up my space. I also like to have my corner rounder. So I'm going to put my corner rounder in there. Of course, my regular adhesive. What else can I think? I've got my little photo polishing cloth, my pencil, my eraser, anything like that. I'm going to be able to put it in there and take it with me. So everything I need to kind of do my basics is going to be right in here. But if you, don't have a lot of space to keep your things out, you might designate one of these pods for each of your different types of supplies. Maybe all your pens are going to go in here. Maybe you're going to put some BMCs or punches. Let's just, maybe you're going to use one of these sections for a bunch of different BMC cartridges. I'm just grabbing them from behind me. So you could have a whole row of the BMCs that you want to take with you. You can also put some of our smaller punches in there. So again, this is called the Flex Pod with good reason, because it's flexible enough to use for any type of supply that fits. Okay, so I love that. And again, we have the black Flex Pod, but I just love the rainbows. It's so much fun, nice and bright. Plus, I love that we've got a little label holder here, so you can either put, if you're an advisor, you could put your business card in here. You can put your contact information if you're traveling around with it, or you can just label it with whatever is inside. And again, zips all the way around, and then you've got this nice little handle on the top. So that is the Flex Pod. So let's talk about the last organizing tool that we brought out, and let's talk about the system that I am going to use this new pod for. So this is the Rainbow Dots card pod. Again, it's going to come flat packed, and it's going to come with everything you see here. So all you need to do, there's the bottom. You can tell it's the bottom because it's got that little tab there. So all you need to do is kind of set this upright and spread it apart. Then you're going to put your bottom in. Make sure it's down in the corners. And then very much like the Flex Pod, you have a divider. So you can, again, move this wherever you need to. If you wanted to use this for something like embellishments and mat cards, you could, separate the two and divide it in half. If you're going to be using it as we designed it for your cards, then you might want to start with your divider in the middle and then you can move it according to how many cards you have in each section. So we'll come back to that in just a second. Let me talk about the other components that come with this little bundle. So we've got, I can't even remember how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, I don't know. I will count and I will double check it. Or if somebody is on the website, maybe they can put in the comments how many you get. But we have the rainbow dividers, very similar to the rainbow dividers from the Rainbow Refresh Pods organizer insert. And we also have some color-coded tabs for you. Now, again, we never want to tell you what to do, but we want to give you as many options as as many ways to use it as you can think of, and as many ways as we can think of. So when we were designing this, we thought about all of the different occasions. So if you go into a card store or the card department at a department store, oftentimes they're grouped by these different categories. So you go to the thank you section if you have thank you cards. You go to, the holiday section. There'll be a section when it's Christmas time or Valentine's Day or Easter. Wedding section. There might be a congratulations, birthdays, of course, baby showers or wedding cards. So we wanted to give you some of those basic ideas, but we also wanted to provide you with flexibility so that you could create your own custom categories. Or if you're going to use the cards pod for a different use, which you certainly can, because again, they're multi-use, you could create, one for map packs and one for embellishments or whatever else you are going to be storing. And then you can use them, color coded them or whatever. So for example, for me, I don't tend to have a lot of anniversaries, but I might have a category called love. So I'm going to take that red love category sticker and just pop it onto this lovely red divider and put this inside. Now, before I go any further, let me talk about these dividers. Now, some of you are probably wondering if they are the same as the Power Sort Box dividers. So I pulled out a fresh packet. Let me get the adhesive off there. And you can see that they are a little bit wider and a little bit longer because this is deeper than a Power Sort box. So again, if you've been storing things in a Power Sort box that aren't photos, but you're finding that it's a little bit short, the card pods might be a better solution for you. But again, if you don't use all these dividers, just know that you could actually take your 12-inch trimmer and trim this down and use this inside your Power Sort. Again, photo safe, the same exact material as the Power Sort dividers. So I've trimmed down lots of dividers over the years to use them in a variety of different ways. Okay, so then I think I'll just leave my dividers until I get a few of my cards sorted. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out a couple of my cards that I already have in my stash, and let's do a little bit of organizing. And if you're going to card classes, or if you love the Creative Memories card kits, this system is going to be a great way for you to have exactly what you need at your fingertips. Oh, thank you. 12. A couple of people have just put in that we've got 12. We've got 12 dividers. There's actually 15 labeled labels and 15 blank labels. So you've got quite a bit of flexibility in there. Okay, so here I've got the Party Time card kit, but it actually has, because of some of the bonus pieces, a variety of different sentiments in it. So I've got a happy birthday card. Here's another happy birthday card. I love that shaker. Oh, and did you see the little gems in the shape of a cupcake on this one? Love it. So there's a couple of birthday cards from that kit, but I also have one that says Brighter Days Ahead, which I feel like might be either a thinking of you category or maybe encouragement, something like that. And also one with this really cute little envelope and a piece of paper coming out of it that says just a note. So again, that could be a just because or a thinking of you or encouragement, any of those categories. So again, as you go through some of your cards that you want to organize and store, you're going to be able to think about the category that you want. Someone's asking about the size of the colored dividers. They are just a tad over 6 inches tall with the divider and 7¼ inches wide. Okay, so that's party time. I also have a few cards from the Tropic Time kit. And you might think, well, Tropic Time, I don't have any need for tropical cards. But here is another happy birthday card from the Tropic Time. Here is, I'm so lucky to have a friend like you. So again, that might be just a note type of thing. Some sunshine to brighten your day, thinking of you. So again, could be thinking of you or encouragement, and then there's one that says hello. So same kind of category there. And then the other one that I pulled out that I had some cards made up from was the From the Heart. And this is sympathy, thinking of you and some thank yous. So I've got one that's heartfelt sympathy. Well, I've got a sympathy category, so I can definitely put that in there. Here's another thinking of you. Oh, and I just wanted to point out in that particular card kit, we have these fun little wax seals. So what I did was I cut the seals apart. I think there's 12 that come with it. And they're still on their backing. So I can just include that little piece. I'll just tuck it right into the envelope so that when I go to send it, it will be there. Sorry, I've got static cling there. There we go. So I can just tuck that in. There's another little one. And there's a thanks. So I've got some thank you cards. I've got some sympathy. I've got some thinking of you. I've got some birthday cards. So that will help me. Going through all of my different cards will really help me figure out my system, right? It'll help me figure out which of these categories I want to create dividers for. And then I'll be able to just put them in really quick. So let's do that really fast. So birthday is yellow. So I'm going to create my birthday divider. I love that. And then, you can organize inside in however you want. I like to organize by color, but I also like alphabetical. So birthday might be my first category. And there's all my birthday cards that I've just gone through and kind of sorted. So that's good. I was saying that I've got some thinking of you. And I think to me that makes sense. Thinking of you. Thinking of you. I think these ones are like thinking of you. And I think these ones are more like encouragement. So I'm going to do one of each of those. So encouragement is the lovely teal, and these colors are based on our CM cardstock colors. So that's like dark sea green. So I'm just going to tuck that in there. All right, and then I said I've got thinking of you. I've also got sympathy, and I've also got thanks. So let's go with a green one for my sympathy. I've already done my love category. There's sympathy, so that's going to go in this back section because it's after my love. And then thinking of you is blue. Oh, thank you. I forgot the thank you as well. So there's thinking of you. You can put that in. And then thank you. So I already used the kind of the color coordinated dark sea green one for encouragement. So maybe I'll just use white for the thank you. Okay, so now I've got kind of those few cards that I pulled out sorted. And now I've got them all in my cards pod. So again, I hope you can kind of see that. But now when I look at this, I open up my pod and I can see all of my cards. Somebody's asking, will 2 cards fit across side by side? So not quite. I think this is what you're asking. If I stand up my cards, will they fit across? You can overlap them. I hope you can see that. You can overlap them, and it definitely will fit height-wise. So you can stand them up, or you can lay them on their side, either way. Okay? Hope that answers. All right. Sorry, I'm just going back a couple of quick questions here. Do the rainbow card dividers fit in the 5x7 photo box? No, they're going to be a little bit too tall because the power sort, here's the dividers for the power sort. But as I mentioned, you can take your 12-inch trimmer and trim these down. So if you don't want, or if you have extras, you can definitely use these in your power sort. You just have to trim it down. The power sort dividers are 5 inches by, I guess, 6 and I'm not good with my 8s and my 16s, but just shy of 7 inches. So you could definitely use it. They are photo safe, so you can use those in your power sort box once you trim them down. Okay, so now I have my cards organized, and I think I'm going to have to buy myself another one of these because I know that I'm going to have really big categories for holidays, for example, and maybe just because or the congratulations. I tend to have a lot of those. Now, right now, I don't have any baby or wedding. I don't have any get well or faith or anything like that. But the great thing about this is I'm going to have a category of those or for those when I create them. And here's my little it's not a sneak peek, but I am going to tell you that our wonderful trio card kits, which create 3 lovely little cards, you're going to be able to purchase a new trio card kit each and every month this year. So some of those categories, like baby or wedding, might be offered in the future. So you're going to have a place to put all of your little card kits. So these 3 cards that I'm showing you are actually from this Sweet on You Trio card kit. So again, many of you are familiar with our larger card kits that create 12 cards. And when you open those larger card kits, you've got instructions, and then you have all of the little pieces, and they have the number on the back. So 2A, that's part of card number 2. The trio kits are exactly the same, but they only create, as you can guess, 3 cards. So they're like little snack sizes. So let's make this little Sweet on You card kit, and then guess where these ones are going? These ones are going to go in my love section. But you could also put them in the holiday section because maybe you want to keep them separate for Valentine's Day. So again, if you've never made Creative Memories cards, you're in for a treat because they are so fast and easy. So you'll see what the instructions look like. It gives you a picture of the finished card and it gives you the number. So this is card number 1. You're going to go through and find all of the pieces that you need. So sometimes you have bonus pieces. There's our 3 cards and our 3 envelopes. I'm going to set the envelopes aside. And what I like to do is just kind of go through and divide up all my pieces. So let's pull this out. And again, many of you are familiar with these wonderful card kits. Some of you aren't. So let's look. There's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay, and then it looks like I have number 2, number 3, number 3, 3. There's a 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, and 2. So I've sorted all of the pieces that were in my main pack. Now I'm just going to open my bonus pieces. And I'm sorry, my little stand that I keep all my notes on is kind of falling into view there. Don't let that distract you. Okay, so then I've got some additional pieces that I'm just going to put up at the top here. I've got XOX, You Have My Heart, and Be My Valentine. So those are my extra pieces. So now I'm just going to flip them over, and I'm going to see what I've got here. And really, I'm going to be able to put these cards together super, super fast. Flipping those over. Okay, I see that some of these are similar in style to that. So maybe those are the bonus pieces there. Okay. So these are all the number 2s. That's where my lifter stick would come in handy. And then all my number 1s. So now I can go through and just kind of use my little instruction sheet to say, okay, this is how my card number 1 needs to come together. So I'm going to adhere that first piece. I'm going to adhere the second piece. I'm going to place my little strawberries. And, you know, if I don't like the way that this looks, maybe I want to make it go this way. And I can put my strawberries all in a nice little row. And then I can have my love you very much right underneath. So I can make it exactly as the instructions show, or I can kind of put my own twist on it. Now, here's that bonus piece. So if I wanted to use this as a Valentine card, I can just switch that out. And I could keep this for something else. Because again, we love it when things go, and that's going to go perfectly with the rest of the Sweet on You papers and stickers and the beautiful frame. Okay, so whatever you don't use from your card kit, you can use with the rest of your collection. All right, so then similarly, let's just move those. Number 2, there's number 2. So I've got number 2, base, and then the layer. And then it's showing me to put my letters in that kind of an organization. And then my little heart like that. But again, if I don't like that, if I don't necessarily, maybe I've got a new significant other and it's a little early to be saying I love you. So maybe I just want to say XOXO. So I could put it across like that, put my little heart down here, or again, arrange them in the same way as it shows on the card. So again, you've got some flexibility, you've got some fun, you can add your own creativity to it. But look how fast those are going to come together, and all I have to do is adhere it. And then card number 4, we've pretty much got it sorted just like that. All right, so there's that fun cookie. Isn't that cute? Like a little shortbread cookie. I don't know if any of you watch like cookie decorating videos, but fascinating. Okay, so then I would put that there, and then I've got You're So Sweet, or I can put You Have My Heart. So either one will work there. And you know, some of these little embellishments like the heart or the You're So Sweet or the Be My Valentine, I would definitely be popping those up with my foam squares. Just a couple little foam squares on the back, and you can see how cute that is when you've got that little layer. All right, so I've made my Valentine trio cards. I'm going to put them, I think I set aside the envelopes. So I would go ahead and bring back my envelopes, and I can put those in my love section. All right, so there's 3 more ready to go. Now I did also want to point out, and of course I've taken it all apart now, but that entire little package, you know, before I undid all my cards, that would fit in here as well. So even if you are maybe purchasing some cards and you haven't put them together yet, they could get stored in here as well. So as I said, I think I'm going to need to buy myself an extra one because I'm going to be adding more cards to this. And then I am so excited. It's not necessarily a resolution, but something I do want to do more of this year is send some cards. So I'm excited about that. And speaking of cards, I just want to give a little shout out. Now I've put it aside. I want to give a little shout out to Miss Vicky Tunstall, who sent a lovely card to me via Creative Memories home office. So Vicky, thank you so much. I received your card, a little boo to you card, with a nice little note in there, and it just thrilled me to bits. So thank you so much, Vicky, for thinking of me and for sending that along to me through our Creative Memories home office. And whenever I'm ready to pay it forward and to send somebody else a card, I'm going to be able to go into my card organizer and maybe choose one of those fun little thinking of you cards and drop somebody just a note. I've got my envelopes together. I've got those fun little seals, for some of them, or any little extras that I want to add in there. And I can just go ahead and send it right off. So I love this, and this is going to be a system that works for me. So I want you to think about what cards you might have that you want to organize and how you are going to be setting that up. And yes, we've got a new trio card kit coming out each and every month. So as I mentioned, if you don't, if you're thinking, oh, I don't have any baby cards, wedding cards, school cards, get well cards, throughout the year, we're going to be offering not only the trio cards, but further down the road, some additional new full-size 12-pack card kits. So you want to hang on to your labels and your extra dividers because you might have other categories as the year progresses. But this is a great way for me to start my system, for you to think about how to start your system, and then it makes it really easy to add on. All right. So that is what I wanted to kind of chat with you about today. Our 3 new products, the Simple Pocket, the new Cards Pod, and of course the small Flex Pod. And I am loving how all of these are working and looking together in my space. I absolutely love that bright, fun rainbow dots. All right. So let me come back here and talk with you and finish up for the day. I know that there was quite a few questions that went about, what fits inside each. So I'm going to try and go back through, and if I can, I'll take a picture of things that fit together. One of the ones that I did see was, does the Power Sort box fit in the pods? And I'm going to just take out a couple of things here from my This Life pod that I have all of my This Life products in, and let's just see if it fits. All right, so there's the box. Here's my pod. It does stick up a little bit, but you can put it inside. So again, you probably won't get it if you put the entire thing into one of the pod's totes that has the zip around top. You may not get it zipped, but it will fit into your pod's organizer insert if you're looking to keep things organized on your desk or on your shelf, that kind of thing. Okay, so I'll have a look and see if there's any other questions about what fits into what. I did see a question, or I did see a clarification on the question about whether these would fit into the 5x7 plastic photo organizers that we no longer sell, but we used to sell. So I will have to go back in and see if it fits in there. I don't have one handy. I think they're downstairs in my inventory sort of room. In this job, you have to have a whole other room for your inventory besides what I have, in this space. So I will check that for you. But I'm thinking it will because, again, it is just over 6 inches and it's just a tad over 7. But remember, these cut really beautifully with your 12-inch trimmer. So as long as they're too big, you can always trim them down to size. And I do want to mention that with the simple sleeve, for example, because I keep them in a storage unit that is inside my Calex, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a wooden paper storage unit inside my Kallax cube. So that does take up a little bit of space. So I did have to trim my simple sleeve just a touch, like less than, maybe an eighth of an inch down at the top so that I can slide it right in there. Okay. So again, some of these, there's never a one size fits all when it comes to organizing. We are providing you with things that work together in a variety of ways. Hopefully it'll work for you, but some things might need to be, again, tweaked, changed slightly in order to fit whatever you're working with. So I encourage you to spend some time thinking about your systems, your organizing systems that you have, and what might work for you. One question that I always suggest asking yourself is, what is my scrapbook process, right? Where do I start? What do I reach for first? Do I like having my, embellishments together with my papers? Do I like to keep collections together, which is what I like to do? I typically keep my collection, all together in a plastic bag. The embellishments, the papers, and then I just put a little removable Avery tab that you can get at stationery stores or on Amazon. And then I slide it into, again, another cube. So that works for me because I can just grab a complete bag and keep it, all together. Other people love to separate out their embellishments, keep their embellishments in their sort and stash, keep titles together in their sort and stash. Or they have other kinds of binder systems where they list their inventory. So whatever works for you, and think about how your brain works when you are coming to your scrapbook process. And then the other thing is again, what does your space need? If you need a bunch of these little pods inserts to slip inside your shelves, right, to keep them organized that way, maybe that works better for you if you are a home scrapbooker. But if you tend to travel to crops and retreats, maybe you need a couple of these and then putting them inside a tote that zips closed so you can take it on the road. So there's a lot of different things that you sort of have to think about in terms of what's going to work for your organizational system. And what works for me may not work for you. But the great thing is if we all share tips and ideas and what does work for us, then hopefully something will kind of go click in your brain and you'll say, aha, that will work for me too. I'm going to try that. Okay. So just like I say, there's no wrong way to scrapbook. There is no right or wrong way to organize, only the way that works for you. Okay. All right. I am going to sign off. We're just coming up to an hour here, so I'm going to sign off for today. Thanks for hanging in with me. Hopefully you got some good ideas today. And if you haven't had a chance to try one of the little trio card kits, make sure you do. Make sure you order that along with any of your organizational products once you've got your system tweaked and you think you know what you need. And again, even though I was showing you these that are older, we still have quite a few card kits on the website. So again, if you are new to Creative Memories cards, you want to build up a little bit of a stash, read the descriptions of each of the card kits, because you'll find that many of them have multi-purpose sentiments and multi-purpose categories. So have a look and see which ones will fit your needs, and happy creating. And I love them because I've got them handy and they're so much less expensive than going into a card store. In Canadian prices, these work out to about $2 per card. And unless I go to the dollar store and get one of those really sort of chintzy and cheesy little cards, I can't buy a card in a card store for $2. And these ones look so much better. They're great quality, lovely feel to them, and I can put them together in the way I want. So that's just a plug for our cards because I love them. And like I said, I'm excited to put my entire card system into place. And I think I'm going to be putting my card pods in my closet. I didn't show you the top, but it does have a zip. So it zips all the way around, and there's a handle on top of it as well. Okay. And then if I put them on a shelf, then I could label right here what categories are inside. So this is going to be my love and baby and wedding. And then maybe my next pod is going to be my thank you and thinking of you. And then maybe I'm going to have one for my Christmas cards. Who knows? But so yeah, think about your system. Think about what you're going to need. Okay. Somebody is asking, I think it's Joni. Can we rewatch this? As soon as I sign off, which will be in just a moment, the entire video, the entire broadcast will be available for you to watch from the beginning again. So if you miss it, you can always see it again. Okay. I'm going to go back and look through some of your questions and comments. Keep sharing those ideas about organization and what your intention, not your resolution, because we don't want to, let ourselves down with resolutions, but what your intentions, what your systems are going to be, what your intentions are, and what your systems are going to be for this year to help you stay on track, stay ready to go, and set yourself up for success in 2024. I look forward to reading them. Okay. Next week, next Wednesday is January 24th. So join me. We're going to do some DIYing. If you saw the new riveting collection that just came out a couple days ago as well, you'll know that it's a home improvement and DIY sort of themed collection. So we're going to DIY some layouts next week together. So order your riveting collection as well and get ready to scrap along with me next week with riveting. Okay? We will see you then. Have a great week. Again, thanks for participating in the virtual crop, and we'll talk with you again soon. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.